Thanks for dropping by AIU's virtual offices today for this brief presentation on your Unit 5 assignments. Let's go into one of the classrooms here and start our presentation. Come on, please follow me right this way. Welcome to our classroom. If you would please have a seat and make yourself comfortable as we begin this presentation on Unit 5. As you see, we're going to start out with the individual project, your last essay for this course. Somebody get this guy a tissue. I think I see some tears there. Unit 5, individual project.
In week 5 IP, you are writing what is called a process essay for your final essay in this course. A process essay simply means a how-to essay. In an essay of this type, you are telling someone how to do something, how to make something, how to accomplish something, how to get something, how to fill in the blank. How to. The biggest pitfall that students often fall victim to is what I call the recipe trap. You want to keep in mind that an essay is not the same as a recipe. As you know, a recipe is a list of short instructions. Stir, shake, add salt, bake until done. A list of instructions, while at times very valuable, is not an essay. So whenever you're choosing your topic and planning your essay, make sure that you are choosing and planning an essay, not a recipe. And be sure to continue to follow the templates and formulas that you've practiced in all the other units of this course. Now, the first thing that means is that you are writing an APA essay. And here are the parts of an APA essay. You have learned in this course that an APA essay has a title page, and you've been shown how to format that. It has an abstract page, and you've been shown how to format and to write that. It has a body section, and you know that that body section consists of the following parts. A main title centered at the top of the page, then 5 paragraphs. Those 5 paragraphs, at least, are arranged in the following way. An introduction paragraph, and you are shown a particular formula to use for the introduction paragraph. And that formula was 2 to 5 sentences about anything, followed by or leading up to the thesis. For example, here's a possible thesis for a process or how-to essay. It is important to know the proper steps for preparing for a college exam in order to succeed. A process essay written on this topic is going to take you through, one by one, the proper steps of preparing for a college exam. So it comes as no surprise that your body paragraphs are divided into step 1, step 2, and step 3. And that the leading words of each of those topic sentences for each of those body paragraphs would be something like the first step, in the second step, finally the third step, if the student wanted to add that there. And of course you're going to continue with the rest of the formula for each of those body paragraphs. After you have stated the topic sentence, you then explain the topic sentence. You then support the topic sentence with 2 to 3 sentences. And then you conclude with a final statement. So there is an outline, and as usual I have provided an APA template for you to use in instructor files. I'll bring up in model paper right now. Okay, there it is. Here's your model paper that you should be seeing, called 3 Steps to Buying a House by Yolanda Bendix. Not a real name, not a real person. Running head. These 2 words appear only on your title page to let the reader know what the running head for this manuscript will be. And it is 3 Keys to Buying a House. Page number 1 on the right hand side. Then comes your info block consisting of your full title, double space name, double space school affiliation. On the next page comes your abstract paragraph, which is a paragraph of 75 to 250 words. It is not indented, and it does not use personal pronouns, but it does provide a concise summary of the entire essay. It is the takeaway. Okay, on the third page begins the body of your essay. Here's your title again. Then comes the introduction paragraph, 2 to 5 sentences that lead up to this thesis statement right here. The following paragraphs explain some basic and important steps you need to go through and know about before you buy a house. So clearly, this person is announcing exactly what this paper is going to be about. The first important step is, and then here's your main idea, ensuring you have a good credit score. That's stated. Then it's explained what a good credit score is, something 600 or above. Then it is supported and concluded. Same thing with the second body paragraph, a statement of the second main point. The second important step is to make sure you have acquired or saved money for a decent down payment. That is explained, that is supported, and then it is concluded. Third body paragraph, same formula. State, explain, support, conclude. In this case, the third main point is about the importance of investigating your lender before you sign on the dotted line. The third important step. Stated, explained, supported, 2 to 5 sentences of support, and then final sentence concluded. And then you wrap up the essay with a small final paragraph called your conclusion paragraph. Now you may or may not have any references in this essay. You're the expert in performing this process, so it very well may be that you not have any references, and that's just fine. Okay, there is the model Unit 5 IP.
Okay, well, piece of cake, as they say. And if you thought that was easy, you're going to find the Unit 5 discussion board even easier. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, the discussion board assignment instructions you should be seeing now. This is also a short essay, very short essay. For this discussion board, you should write a short essay about writing the work, writing the papers in this class. Although this is a discussion board response, it's not an APA essay. It is just a discussion board response formatted and written like an essay. Keep in mind that it's still an essay, and because it is in that writing genre or that writing format, you still must follow the basic academic essay structure, which is introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that you want to have a central point around which you build the essay. Again, you're writing about the work that you did in this course, which you can call a valuable experience. You can call it a rewarding experience. You can call it a challenging experience. You can call it a frustrating experience. It doesn't matter. Whatever your point is, whatever takeaway you wish to have for this topic, that's entirely fine. It's totally up to you. All that I ask, of course, is that you have an outline that looks like this, a thesis with 3 main points. As always, you're welcome to email that outline to me for my feedback and approval. Your thesis must express your personal opinion on the topic. The topic was writing papers for this class, and you combine that with your opinion, a challenging experience, and you have your thesis. Writing papers for this class was a challenging experience. So now you must come up with 3 main points to support that thesis. The first challenge was, a second challenge was, my third challenge was. And all you have to do is fill in the main points: overcoming fear, learning to use databases, and learning to properly cite sources. Perfectly fine outline. Okay, let me pull up that model paper. Model response, I should say. Okay, here is a model discussion board response. As you can see, this is a very short essay. It contains the bare bones or bare minimum required for an essay. And that's because it's a discussion board response worth 75 points. But nonetheless, it still has an introduction paragraph consisting of 2 sentences leading up to the thesis. Little did I know when I signed up for English composition that I was about to have one of the most frightening experiences of my life. Sentence 1, what happened? Sentence 2, and then here comes the thesis. Writing the papers in this course became an exercise in overcoming fear. So now there must be 3 main points related to overcoming fear. The first frightening thing was knowing I had to cite sources. State the main point. Now explain the main point. This skill was not covered in my high school. Now support the main point. So I was fearful that I would plagiarize and get kicked out of AIU. Obviously, that is a real fear. Luckily, I was able to watch some videos, read the handouts, and learn the basics of APA citation. That was your second support sentence. And now comes your conclusion transition and your conclusion sentence. As a result, I was not so afraid any longer. So as you can see, although it is a short body paragraph, it is a complete body paragraph. We'd do the same thing for the second one, state the main point. The second frightening thing was the AIU library. Then we explain the main point. What do you mean by that? At the start of this course, I did not know the difference between a Navy base and a database. Okay, that explains it. Now you must support, provide details. So I had to seek extra help in learning to use the library databases in order to find my sources. I met online with a librarian for an hour. Those are obviously very clear, specific details. And now that allows us to conclude the paragraph. So today I am confident, not fearful, that I can use the AIU's library. Third body paragraph can do the same thing. The final thing that frightened me was APA formatting. That states the main idea. Now comes the explanation of the main idea. This means that all aspects of the paper had to be just right. Margin, spacing, font, etc. Again, I was lucky to find a video which showed me the correct settings for APA on my computer that supports that idea. Here's another support sentence. I also attended the APA lab and followed the teacher's directions. So we've had very specific support clarifying this main idea, and now we wrap it back together. Now I'm certain I have a good handle. And then the conclusions with your conclusion transition tells the importance. So there is a model of your Unit 5 DB. These are basically just kind of wrap-up kind of exercises. There's really nothing new that you're being introduced to. It's kind of like your last chance for a lot of people to get this right. I don't think you'll have any problems with it.
Okay, well, as always, best of luck on your Unit 5 IP assignments. If you need any help along the way, please don't hesitate to email me or to call me, and I'll get right back to you. As always, please feel free to email your work to me for review prior to turning it in on Sunday. Just give me 24 hours and I will get back to you. Finally, let me say that it's been an absolute pleasure having you in class this session. You've been an outstanding class. You've come such a long, long way in 5 weeks, and it's been my pleasure to take part of that journey with you. So stay in touch and let me know if you need any kind of help along the way. Talk to you later.